Using names.
Yeah, everything's been done. I mean, yeah, I just put that because I don't have anything to do.
Yeah, Dr.
So
Make sure we use the numbers, not the names.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we're
Alright, so we're okay there.
141, we got that clean, right? So that's done.
Yeah.
Okay.
1216, it's still got all that stuff about the resident. I thought we were done with the resident. Remember, we went back to the resident, we stopped.
Absolutely,
And
because there were
said-
some upgrades that we really need to
Right.
have some confirmation
Yep.
on. However, we still haven't touched on that. But no worries, because it's all outside stuff. So
Yes.
it wouldn't have been done anyway. So we're okay with that. It's all external. Everything inside the unit has been done.
So so we got 3,000, who gave you that number, $3,780 for 167? Do you know?
I gave them that number,
Okay.
because I based it on $10 per square foot
Okay.
for hardwood. And it's about 360 square feet left.
So I can get a contractor to give us a quote.
Yeah, give us a quote on that, but yeah, 37, I kind of,
Because my thought is
Yes,
if it's more, the residents only will pay that though. That's already been negotiated, right?
yeah, that's it, it's the 2 bedrooms, it's hardwood for 2 bedrooms. I'm assuming that it's gonna be cheaper than almost $4,000 to hardwood 2 bedrooms. So, yeah.
4217. I was in there this morning. The bathrooms, I'm not gonna get painted because we gotta change the vanity.
Yes.
We did talk to Manny, what's her name?
Mandy.
And I think, did she give us a date, Dave?
The 11th, the stuff is supposed.
No,
Well, no, that's right.
that's the other year.
4217. Okay.
She told Kim and I yesterday 7 days. So.
Yeah.
So we'll have
7 to
it,
8
we'll be
days.
good.
Yeah.
We'll be good on that.
All right.
And we changed the move-in date to April the 9th. They just want everything done,
Yeah.
before they come here.
So somebody walked me through 2115 and 2116.
Cabinets were delivered this morning.
Okay.
Dave's got all of the appliances on the loading dock.
Okay.
Me and Mr. Fermin had a meeting this morning in reference to the pad. I told him he can afford the pad since the weather's gonna stay above freezing.
Okay.
So he's gonna start the pad. The air conditioning has been corrected, all them issues they had last week. They listened to us finally.
Okay.
Straighten that out.
What about the floor?
Floor's been corrected as well.
Are they out of there by Friday?
Already out there by Friday, I would say maybe Saturday, Ken.
Okay. So Monday.
And then we gotta get in there and clean it up. Add that to your clean list.
Right. We got plenty of time to clean. The movement is the first week of April.
Well, we don't wanna clean it, yeah, we wait till we walk it.
Walk it.
Right.
Yeah. Do not know. I don't want to.
Put it on your radar, Mr. D.
Yes, sir. All right.
305, I was in there this morning, it's moving right along.
Okay.
They had some questions for Kim, they met with Kim this morning as well.
Yes.
Okay.
3007, that has started, Klaus was in there, that's gonna be a quick turnaround.
Okay.
259, they can start at that, I talked to Kim earlier in reference to, they would like to move in on the 15th.
Okay.
However, they know that the official.
Yeah, I'm looking at that
moving
now.
is 18. They already know that.
Okay.
If it's completed sooner, then they're happy with it.
Okay.
Okay.
309, they started, TCI started that demolition.
115 and 116, I know that there was supposed to be some additional discussions about the date that there was an MOU that the client requested our approval. I think it was supposed, Kim, could you check that today and see
Sure.
if the check came in?
Okay.
And then we can release it and have them start working on that.
Did you
But
see-
that date changes with the point that we receive the check.
Sure.
So it'll switch from what it is right now.
Okay.
Okay, Ronnie?
Chuck sent an email Friday
Yep.
in reference to the padding, wants us to do it separately.
Okay.
So, I don't see a problem with it.
Okay.
It just wouldn't be included with this one. She's got it, but may have to be permanent and all, because we're permitting the rest of the work.
Okay.
322 is one, it was revised last week.
Yes.
I sent it back out to everyone and requested them to have it to me by the close of business this Friday.
So that date changes again.
Yeah, I have moving date question because of the revised design sheet.
Okay.
154, they started demolition in there as well.
Okay.
1101, we're waiting for Chuck, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
ones that are saying, I'm down the bottom of the page, and all these ones that are saying on hold, like, what are we waiting for?
We're waiting for either drawings from Chuck,
Okay,
a deposit, or final design selections.
so I would take it that the ones that say, bless you, the ones that say on hold from, Corey are,
We have not met with those, I haven't done a design on those, so the ones that you see just on hold, they haven't made any design selections yet.
I guess my real question is, how many of these do we have deposits from, so we kinda know what's scary coming down the pipe? Do we know that?
The ones that are on hold, we don't have deposits on.
Okay,
But the one on hold, like the one on hold for Tia,
okay,
if I did a design sheet, then we have deposit.
got it, so we looking at
Yeah,
one
but they
coming.
just met with that, couple last Friday, Ken.
Yeah, but I mean, we'll have one, I'm taking it that there's gonna be a bid coming down this week. I'm trying to
Yes.
figure out what are we gonna bid, so,
Yeah, I would say 50-12 would be the next one,
okay. Okay.
Yes. Yep, that's the next one.
from my experience.
And the rest of these are just kinda out
Well,
of,
on the back page, we got three of them are being done. 235 and 4212.
those are to make market rate.
Yes.
And tied with a bid 2210. Now, Kim,
So 2210 is already started.
yes, sir.
Okay.
There's a lot of things that I don't understand. When I was looking at the drawing, like for the back door, they want to change the side glass door to a 3-door. And that'd be the only kind in this whole complex that don't make sense. And then he wants to take that big window out in the kitchen and put a little window in there. And it's gonna make that unit look so different
It's
than the
gonna
whole
stand out.
complex. I don't understand why he's messing with the outside.
Alright, did you talk to him?
That's per the architect.
Talk to him?
I'm going to, I met with, Del this morning, I was over there this morning with him.
Alright, well, let's make sure that we all get back to the table once you get an answer for that, because I understand what you're saying.
Okay.
Yeah, just, to me, I wouldn't change the outside, if you just leave the system. And that's about it, yeah.
Yeah, we're good. We're looking good on everything. So far, so good.
Where are we with the resident? And the first one we're supposed to start on what number? There was one that we're supposed to start the new process on.
We are going to start,
I wanna close that.
actually, we were gonna start with the 2106, but that's a move-in now. So let's,
Renaissance?
the resident,
Is that, no, the Renaissance.
the Renaissance?
Is that, what are you talking about? Ken?
No, what I'm saying is, we had a conversation about the resident committee and everybody going at the same time. I'm trying to figure out which one are we gonna do that, which unit are we gonna do that with now? Because I know that the other one moved in already, so we can't be doing it with that.
Exactly, so let's do
4217?
let's do 4217. That's the next one that's coming down the pipe. And we also have 141 Selby, unit 141.
Okay.
Actually, that move-in date is March the 19th, so
Yeah,
let's start with that one. Let's start with that
141?
141, yeah.
Yeah, it's ready for anybody.
Yeah.
We inspected it, we did the repairs, which is a lot of light bulbs, and Mr. D's group has cleaned it.
Okay, yeah, let's do 141.
Alright, so Ms. Lou, alright, so Ken, let's go back in. You want to send that email to Ms. Branch and the other folks? Or you want Ms. Lou to send it? Like which way we
I'll
going?
send it.
Okay.
I'll send it.
Let's make sure you put it in obviously everybody's calendars, so we all know to
Okay.
be there
Okay,
on whatever day we're doing it. Now, the move-in date is 3/14, you said, so that's next
19.
319.
3/19, okay, so that's next
So I
week.
have 314 as the final inspection date.
Okay,
So on 314, I'll send out an email
okay,
regarding that, so we'll do that. Then soon after that, we can schedule the cleaning.
3/14 is Friday,
This Friday, yeah,
That's right.
that's good, we're good.
okay, alright,
All right.
cool. So.
And that wasn't a complete turnover, Ken, that was some minor repairs, washer and dryer, some minor stuff.
Okay, I'm just more concerned about make sure that we have the resident support, and obviously everybody
Exactly.
here is a village to support the resident. I think it'll work better than what we.
And I think that's a good one to start off with too. It wasn't a complete turnover, but it looks good, you know.
Okay.
Everything should check out okay.
Okay.
Everything should go smoothly on that one. There was a wash and dry that was installed in the closet. I want the residents to see that, how that was done.
Okay.
Okay, so we're good. We're on schedule.
Alright, so we're gonna go into Ms. Lou has every turn that we've done so far, and the prices for it, Kim, I think this is something we might wanna try to look at. So we have it basically by area.
Mhm.
So I know that some of the other ones that we, second floor, 1216, right? This one,
1,000 cluster.
okay. Is this it? This
So
one?
far, that's what I have.
Okay.
And there shouldn't be no more. Cause that's, the 15.9 is the turnover cost.
That's the
and that-
term cost. So appliances, cabinetry, appliances is usually one of these $2,000 numbers.
Okay.
Appliances and then the cabinets and the vanity and so forth.
Okay. So now why, so I guess my question is on 1010, who's the move-in for, wait a minute, let me just look at it. After they move in, you taking them off, Kim? Is that what it is?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know the contractor.
Cause I'm looking at the amount of 1010, and I see a number to me that I'm not sure makes sense, which is that one right there.
1010, Kevin, what you see, that number there is the air conditioning unit.
Got it.
Remember that young man, we had to do that, they moved in there, unit went bad, and we had to come in there. That's a gentleman that.
How many units did we put in there? Cause the unit price for the air
You
is
got
one.
the unit, the furnace, and the compressor. 1010.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, and 1001,
Now, everything that's listed in the 1010 column, that's everything that,
everything that we paid
that's all
for.
of the, okay.
That's every
Is that
operational.
including their upgrades as well?
That $8,000 might be upgrades,
The $8,000?
it may be upgrades, I'm not sure, I have to pull the design sheet.
Alright, we need to pull stuff like that, guys, and I'm gonna make sure that when Ms. Lucas and stuff in, we'll look at it every week when we do this.
I will do that. I'll send down the numbers as far as 1010, that's for Rita Rickett. So,
Some of the stuff you're not gonna have, though, Kim. Like,
Exactly.
you wouldn't have the appliances and stuff, we would have that, but if I see something that stands out to me, I wanna know why, because
Yeah.
I don't know where an $8,000 number would come in.
Yeah, now I'm thinking about it, I remember Ms. Rickard, that's the unit where the slate was replaced twice on deck.
But if the slate was replaced twice,
We wouldn't have been charged for it.
we wouldn't be charged for it,
That's
so we
right.
shouldn't be, alright, so today,
That's a big unit.
find out where that 8,000, find out what we paid $8,000 for,
But in here,
1010.
1010.
It may have been the
2001 is the air conditioning unit. That was,
Yeah.
that was where the gentleman, that was where we changed the unit out.
But those prices look more in line to what I agreed to about the air conditioning, that's why that
Yeah, the
that
$8,000,
throws me off.
yeah, I
The
agree.
$8,000 may be the hardwood floor. I believe she had hardwood throughout. If I can remember, I'll check and see. That's an old unit. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
that was,
one of
they
those-
were doing that when I just came.
Yeah, I can't even remember what happened now, but I'll look it up. I'll go back to it.
Alright, let me go to another cluster. 2000. Okay. So,
Yeah, Miss Susan calling.
so 2106 is what we just discussed.
Yes.
Okay.
Susan, this is,
13. 13 is appliances and
2106,
some of it's her, the 1,800 is or it's $3,000. One of the others is her additional work, like she had a window put in.
Yeah, and I have those figures. Yeah, so,
on 2106.
2106.
She got some extras there, Kat.
Well, actually, I don't have those figures, but those are the figures that I need. Those are the upgrade prices. So I need those. So,
We had to quote prior.
yeah.
Alright, and then, so 2001,
I'm not familiar with 2001, Kat.
I'm not reading 2001.
is that a correct number? So, alright. So make sure that, I guess, when you do this, once we complete it, send it to Ryan, okay? So we can all get on the same page.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know what the cost for this one was, around about.
Mm-hmm. I'm still in there, yeah.
So we're still under what we anticipated for that so far.
Okay,
As long as there's no other cost.
highlight that you just put in as big font, so I know whenever I get to my sheet, to correct out.
That 49, kid, what's that?
40 grand.
49, 2109. That's the one you just asked about, I ain't familiar with that.
Yeah, and what throws me off is that
2109 is one of the, new models, I believe it is.
It's a model, but we just spent 2,400 to paint it. I don't know where all that other numbers come from. And we did the carpet and the paint for $24.94.
are we saying we didn't do anything else in here?
I don't know what all that is,
Okay.
unless it was done prior, because it was a trial, right, for a while, we went in there and just dressed it up, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so we're
That's
gonna
probably where all
invest.
the figures came from then.
Okay. 2102, 2103.
They look good. You know, the 15 was your full,
Yeah, those look more like it.
yeah.
You obviously already know what I'm looking at.
I
So,
know exactly what you're looking at there. You see, and I see, it should be a decline, though. It should went down from last year to now.
well, I know that it went down. I'm not worried that it decreased, but it decreased about a far greater amount than some of the things that I'm seeing right now, which makes me wonder what's going on. So, we need to kind of talk about that. You want me to stay on there for a second, Cam?
No, we're good.
Okay. Let me pull up 3,000. So 31.
That should have been 100.
Yeah.
Where you at on that? On what we got appliances?
No, we put the air conditioning unit in there.
Two of them.
Two of them.
And then you got appliances as well.
Okay, yeah.
3104. That's okay. 3108. All right. So okay. Well, this raises back what we were kind of discussing last week about cabinetry, and make sure that we don't go into the company's names. I look at this stuff. So from the standpoint of the turn, I'm always looking for the aggregate of where we are, and I'm making sure that I'm saying that everybody's doing a great job about where we are, because I know what the previous numbers were, kind of before we started this whole new process. So I think we're doing, but I'm starting to see some increases, and I know about HVAC, because I know we made a decision to say if any unit or anywhere had a 1988 HVAC system that we were replacing. So we had already prepared that the numbers would go up slightly, but I also know what that number is, and whether we put one air conditioner in or two is still not going to throw. It's not going to throw it off, but so much.
Kev, in that number, is the Chuck's number in there? Is Chuck's number in
I think
23?
the architect numbers are in there also. So we're going to have obviously a talk with him, but I just want to make sure that when we're buying these supplies, we talked about this before, and we said make sure that we buy our supplies that make sense. We obviously know that it's for the customer and we want the best, but we also have to be on the best side of Collington at that point too. If it's stuff that's cheaper that still has quality, I'm not so much stuck on the name that I am stuck on is it going to be quality and how much it's going to be to put it in the unit. And when I'm looking at these numbers, I'm starting to get concerned that we're kind of it's harder to open up the process. Trust me, this would be a whole lot easier if we just went to one person and said, just go ahead and do it. Yeah, but we also see what happened before and why that's not a good reason to do that. So we need to be a lot more vigilant about what we're ordering, how we're ordering, and looking at the prices. Because I know from 7 months ago, some of the stuff has increased. Some of the items have increased. Again, I understand HVAC, I understand the architectural cost. We just need to be more vigilant about it. If it's somebody that can do the same thing, for cheaper, we need to give that person a chance. If it comes in and we don't like it, obviously vet it through the process. Kim needs to have a vetting standpoint, cause she has obviously the wherewithal to talk to the customers.
It's gotta be up front.
And we have the wherewithal whether we think it's actually gonna last. So as long as we can merge those two together, I don't wanna be stuck in one component. If we can find better options. We talked about this before. We talked about, again, I'm not gonna use any company names, we talked about, the bathroom items. Why do we have to use that one company? I've said that since I've started, and I still walk around there and I still see, the same company.
Somerville. You see, they go use
They
it.
said no company names. So, I see the same bathtub company, I see the same tubs, I see the same toilets, I see the same everything when I walk around here. Trust me, I do see it. So, we said some months ago that we would look at other companies, and that has not happened. So, because when I walk around here, it's the same boxes. So, and it's going to show, because if we go up, one area is always going to affect another. If we say we go up or architectural fees go up, it's still going to throw the overall number off of what I'm looking to see. So let's just make sure that we get on the same page about that. It doesn't have, just because it's always been the company doesn't mean it has to continue. That's the definition of insanity. We keep doing it, hoping for a different result. It's not going to happen. The price is the price. So I think that unit basically was for a good amount. So I trust the process. I trust what everyone is doing. Let's just make sure we're more vigilant about not being stuck on who does it, but more or less who does it most efficiently and at the best cost for Collington. And I think we'll be okay with that. So I guess Dave, make sure you're partnering with Kim and Vernon also, and try to figure out some different standards that maybe we can use. And I'm not so much adamant about switching the standard as I am about just how is it impacting us.
So best product, best price.
Yeah, because the prices, we're going to see an increase in prices with the operational design sheet. So I know that. I don't think that it will be that extensive, but look, 2 to 3% can throw your numbers off. So we'll work through that. Make sure that we get the operational design sheet. Please let me make sure I see that on the email on Friday, so we all agree, and we can start using that for the first term next week. Right? I think we're going to be bidding out things next week. So, all right. Well, Mr. D, I will let you. We're going to jump on into you. I'll let you give us your update as you do so well and eloquently.
Okay. The update for security, transportation, and housekeeping and laundry. Fire safety training. Collington's fire safety training for all employees will take place during the month of May or June. Specific dates have not been chosen yet, but the training will take place in May or June, and that more emails will be sent out on that.
One thing with the fire training for this year we're going to do, I think we agreed with Mr. Dwindle and Kendal Brown the other day, is that I think explain the part about where they're going to do the training at the night, the drill, the additional drill while they're here, for the night shift. They'll have Russell Phillips do an actual fire drill. We'll do a drill while they're here. To make sure we increase it, but they want to make sure that they get the night shift involved. It was a point where a certain shift wasn't involved.
What Kevin is referring to, in the past, the night shift employees would have fire safety training from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. This time we're going to have it at midnight, from midnight to 1, and we will be conducting fire safety training during that time. We have 2 sessions, from midnight to 1 a.m.
And I think that gives us a chance to touch more employees, correct?
Yes, that would give us a chance to touch more employees. Yes.
All right, I'm sorry.
Number 2, The inclement weather policy, security once again has performed outstanding. With the inclement weather policy, since our last stat meeting, we have had to invoke the inclement weather policy, and it went off without a glitch. Number 3, we have the quote back for our new WAN system. And what the WAN system is going to provide for Collington is more quality control from our security rounds. Now, what the WAN system will do, the WAN equipment will be placed in strategic areas throughout the campus. And when the security officer performs rounds, they will be able to use a handheld device and scan that equipment, and it will show that the security officer was actually there performing those rounds. Officers make rounds all the time, but this will again give us a way to track the rounds and as well as provide data. For instance, at this stat meeting, we can say we rounded, say for instance, in the 5,000 area in the last 2 weeks, say 40 times, and we will have data to show that we actually were out there in the 5,000 area 40 times. That's just a hypothetical there. Number 4, the D-wing storage area, which is an area that's used by all of Collington. It's used by residents and staff from all departments. Well, we now have a secured lock on that door. In order to get into the D-wing storage room, you must go to security and sign the key out. That way we can track who signs the key out, when they sign the key out, when they return the key. But no one can no longer just go to the D-wing storage and get in and get materials. Number 5, during the inclement weather, transportation did not miss one schedule. All doctor's appointments were arrived on time. All grocery runs arrived on time. All metro runs arrived on time. So transportation goes off to transportation. On the housekeeping and laundry side, we did have one day in which the environmental services attendants were kept in. However, we were back on schedule by that Friday. We are back on schedule, and everyone that was affected during the inclement weather period have all been cleaned, and we're back on schedule. The environmental services coordinator and myself performed rounds with the healthcare administrator last week, and the health center is looking good. We are pleased with what we see in the health center. Of course, we did find some minor things that needed to be corrected, but the health center is moving along and it's looking good. And that's all I have.
So to update on the wine system also, we're going to do a trial. The plan is to do a trial with security. The overall plan is to make sure that the wine system goes also to housekeeping.
Right.
We just think that it'll be a more efficient system. If we find the resources to barcode every room, obviously every cottage and apartment, it's just a matter of when they go into a particular place, they swipe it, they come out, they swipe it, and pretty much it'll give you a time study, since it's an instant way of doing a time study. So it'll be a time study, obviously, for security. From their standpoint, it's a little bit different because you're just trying to strategically set up a round for an 8-hour shift. We don't absolutely know what that is yet, but say maybe you have to do 3 rounds in an 8-hour shift. Because basically what you have to do is set the barcodes up and then walk it yourself and try to figure out, okay, what is really fair, obviously, to the employee, and also what's, obviously best for the community.
You have to compare that with the assignment as well.
Exactly.
Change.
Exactly. So more news to come on that, but it's definitely somewhere, and I have discussed it with the ED, so it's something that I definitely want to, as long as we can get the numbers to where we need them, and obviously it's one of my talents of negotiating, so I think we'll get there.
The quarter's back already.
Gotcha. So once we look at that, once I get a chance to look at that, we'll have more news to come by the time we get to the table for the next stat meeting.
Charlotte, you was getting ready to say something?
Yeah, I wanted to add on to when, about Felicia, we had a lady out for sick leave. She's back now. So that frees up
Beatrice to take the place of Donna. So we have
Okay.
someone in the 3,000 area now.
Great, great. All right, so we'll jump right into the productivity. Bob, on you.
Okay, for the 2-week period from February 24th to March 7th, 844 jobs, 1,550 logged hours. Dividing it out, I separated housekeeping
Okay.
sector and maintenance.
Okay.
10 maintenance workers, 625 hours.
Okay.
It makes the math real easy, 62.5 hours for 2 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
6 hours and 15 minutes a day, 6.25 hours a day. That's,
Getting better.
yeah. that's
Getting
right
better.
in line. We did have one snow day,
Mm-hmm.
but we really didn't throw the numbers off that much because it wasn't that bad.
Okay.
Total work orders for that time, because that's just closed out, was 893.
Okay.
Average days open, 1.
Okay.
And we have 87 overdue,
Okay.
806 not overdue. Average days overdue is 2 at this point.
Brandon and Dave, what are we seeing in the overdue column? What are we looking at? Are we looking at stuff that we just, is it a resource issue?
What I see is we're missing that position upstairs. A lot of that has a lot of, because someone's gotta do the same thing the gentleman did before. So that's why you got it back.
So a lot of our overdues are coming from now. Okay.
That and the individual being pulled away from his regular task to do that work.
Gotcha.
So it's just, you're trying to fill the void.
Trickle down effect.
Yeah.
Okay, so the plan for that is to move fairly expediently. I know that there was an issue upstairs. We had some slight confusion about the correct position going out for the recruitment. I think that was straightened
It's
up
already done.
yesterday.
Yesterday, yep.
Okay, so we'll start hopefully seeing resumes filter in by hopefully by Monday. And then we'll go from there and try to move on that as fast as possible to get somebody upstairs. Been pretty clear that we want that position to be hands-on, obviously. We want it to be more of a overall building repair, for lack of a better term, and just basically able to do a little bit of everything. I don't need the position to be perfect at one thing. I don't need the position to be a painter, but I need the position to know how to paint. I don't need the position to be a carpenter, but I need the position to maybe know how to just put the carpet down real quick. So as long as that's what we find, I think we should be fine. And so let's try to have that wrapped up by let's say next Friday. That gives us 10 days at this point. And let's just make sure that we
Start the interview process.
start the interview process. I would say Monday, Tuesday of next week, and then let's go from there. Because obviously it's impacting, and
Yeah.
trust me, everybody's still doing a great job. The numbers are a lot better than what they are, and they actually make sense now. So
Well,
I'm okay
because
with
Bob got them all in the room with him, he won't let them leave until he's
That is true.
all right. So Ms. Charlene, I'm looking at your numbers, and they look a lot better. They're a lot more consistent than they were before. I don't see anything that's too out of the way.
I see some.
Besides, Mr. Twindle only worked 30 minutes, 2 weeks.
You know, Mr. D.
And Charlene, we're 15 minutes.
Charlene works 15 minutes.
They close out the
I only have
tickets.
one work order, no, we typically
Yeah,
15 minutes.
go
to do it,
down,
so.
go up, I guess, the other way. Stop already.
Well, actually, I do a lot more, but
Doesn't
I don't have work order.
Deborah Ford and Donna Bouchot
Mm-hmm,
work together?
yes.
You see the hours and the same amount of tickets?
Deborah was out for it.
But Deborah
I
was out a
knew
couple
that
days.
because I
Yeah,
borrowed donuts.
yeah.
But she got the same number, of completions. So shouldn't them completions been on, shouldn't some of them completions been under Deborah Ford
You
instead
know,
of Donna?
Donna was out one, Deborah was out one, so
So it balances
It
it
out.
balances out.
But the
yeah.
hours are different. The you got 63 hours and 56 hours.
Yeah, Deborah had to do, it was one of the marketing things that came up with one of those units. We threw on Deborah one night.
Yeah, kinda, cause some of them do
Yeah.
different stuff
The odd thing
sometimes.
is that
Yeah.
it's the same amount of number
Yeah.
of closeouts,
Yeah.
11.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the numbers are a lot more consistent than they were, so as long as we, and I think once we get to, the line standpoint, it'll take care of a lot of this, so, and I'm trying to find any way possible that we can cut out paper.
And I guess that one young lady has been out for a while.
Felicia,
Yeah.
yes, that's the one that's on medical leave, she just got back, actually yesterday, was her first day back.
Okay. All right. So I feel comfortable with that. Any other issues, Bob? You're okay? Walk me through, because I heard some more conversation and that I probably wasn't supposed to hear this morning, about the Serapin.
That's a hearing that he
The
has.
Serapin. So I guess dependents, from what I heard, what I probably wasn't supposed to hear, the dependents aren't here yet. And I'm trying to figure out this is what I'm looking for right now. Let's figure out a process, and whatever that process is gonna be, let's go with it. My understanding was that, marketing sends the email out, but initially that particular piece wasn't in there. So I have talked to them to say, add that piece inside of there. Once that piece is in there, the transaction is gonna come from you, Bob? Okay. And then the setup is Kendal or you? So who's the pickup person?
I program them,
Okay,
test them, give them to Kendall to deliver,
okay.
because he gets them to sign.
Sign off on. Okay,
Because there's a cost,
All right.
separate cost.
okay. So let's make sure that we follow that. Again, I did give the approval to order additional ones. So we at least have something on so this doesn't happen again. Let's just make sure that, it doesn't happen. So, I don't want that type of information coming downstairs or to somebody's health, so we wanna make sure we're straight on that. So if everybody's good with that process, I'm okay. So my last question is, when do we think that they're supposed to absolutely get in?
I think by,
We said Tuesday. I
Said
looked today, it's Tuesday.
Right, today's Tuesday,
Yeah,
UPS isn't here yet,
okay, okay.
so
All right.
there's, to keep our eye out for them.
As long as we're on the same page, no problem. All right, Mr. Roy, you wanna walk us through, grounds? Obviously, we have some good news. We have another meeting today at 1 p.m. Oh, 1?
2 p.m.
Yes, 2 p.m.? 2 p.m., I'm sorry. At 2 p.m. we have a meeting today. I think, by this time I can announce to everybody that we are going to, enter another contract with, the previous vendor that was here before. I think through some intense negotiations, we finally have a deal that we feel is solidified, to the best interest of the residents and, of Collington. It's a really, integral deal. We'll obviously be very transparent once we actually put a signature on the contract. We'll send out, the information to all residents, not the whole contract, but we'll send out the dates that we've all agreed to on there, of when services are going to take place on the community and in the community. We're also will be looking to, they're going to partner with us to put 4 of their employees on the campus from Monday through Thursday. So I think that will go a long ways. And also we're going to have it where they're going to give us an a la carte menu for residents. If residents want anything that's outside of the scope of the initial contract, it's not too much that's outside of the scope at this point. That was our toughest point of the negotiation, was to say we want everything that was an a la carte menu before, we want it in the contract for this year. So we feel as though we have a good deal. I think this will be, I think it'll work. I definitely think it'll work. We also have some additional out factors that protect us, maybe more than they did before. So again, we'll finalize it probably today at the 2 p.m. Meeting, and then by the time hopefully, the time we come back to the table, you'll already see individuals working at that point.
Me and Bob talked about this yesterday, about the schedule, putting it into the
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
fine with that.
And the
No
best
issue.
part about it, I think, was the last conversation part we had, to close it out, Mr. Wood would have to inspect it and then grade them. And that would help us with, if we had to, if there's any issues, Ken, we would catch it right away.
Got it.
So with this a la carte, order from landscaping, will you be meeting with the residents, so
No.
someone can talk about that in a residential meeting or something one-on-one?
Ms.
So
Alice,
they
we're
will
gonna,
call
Ms.
and-
Alice is gonna get in front of that for
The
us.
landscape.
The landscape committee will get in front of that for us.
Oh, because I know they would probably have that in front of them, but still they gonna call for additional stuff, I mean.
Yeah, no, but Ms. Alice, we're pretty clear at this point, and that'll be a part of our conversation today, that anything that on that a la carte menu that a resident may want is a contract between them and the vendor,
Mhm.
not between, Collington and the
Okay.
vendor. Our goal in the contract is to do, pruning and grass cutting and new, obviously new flowers and things like that. We have a lot more in the contract than we've ever had before. Mulching, that's Mr. Dean, a lot more in the contract than we ever had before. I'll be very honest with you, the contract that I walked into was a 3-page contract, and now it's 40-odd pages. So,
And less pluses for them, and then, but 2 of the pages were for them in the last contract, like it.
yeah. I'll just say that we feel as though we have a positive negotiation. I think it'll be a good partnership for both sides, so. And if it's not, we feel a lot more secure about if we need to make another decision.
And the 3 copies were picked up this morning, so they could review by 2 o'clock today,
For,
the contract.
he picked up I told him to send a new, okay. And I also told him, well, he's gonna bring in the new contract, because there was a few things that I made changes on that he needs to bring back.
Okay.
So we feel very positive about that. I think what I would say is that we're doing a good job. I'm very happy with the job that everybody's doing. Of course, things get tough sometimes, and we just have to kind of buck up and make it happen. And but so far, what I'm seeing is everybody's trying their hardest, and that's all I can ask for. As long as we have a strategic push and everybody's trying hard, I'm okay. So I'm very proud of the progress that we are making. I think being transparent with the residents has helped us a lot. I know some of you look like, why do we do things like this? Trust me, when I meet with the individuals, more people pay attention to it than less is what I would say. So I think we just have to keep doing that. I know yesterday I agreed with Ms. Lula that I want to make sure that I, as a director, I'll do a chat and chew with our department every month, which includes all the employees. And I think that'll be a good session just to try to go over things. We will cover birthdays. We're going to try to intertwine everything in that one meeting. So it'll be like lunch, birthdays, accommodations, and just so they have a chance to talk and say what's on their mind. We want to make sure that all the employees are comfortable coming in and talking to us. So I want to make sure that we do that. I know Ms. Lula is working with that to try to find a space. I think she's already found a space. So I think we have space. It's just a matter of us setting it up and kind of getting it done from that standpoint. So again, I just think it's something different. It gives the employees a chance to come out and talk to us and kind of, just express what they're thinking and what's on their mind. Also, the next stat meeting, I'm gonna send you all guys copies of the survey. I want all the managers to have it. I want all the employees to have it. I understand that there may be some barriers about some of our employees understanding the survey. When we have that, the first chat and chew, I will go through the survey to try to explain it to everybody. So we want to need projection and computer hookup, because I want to make sure that I walk through it. I think where we're kind of missing the boat is the managers. I explain it to you, everybody here, but it doesn't trickle down. Then I expect for you to go trickle down to the employee. And I also understand that sometimes everybody here may not understand why I have a particular reason why I'm going about something, but they won't say it here. So how can I expect you to take it to the employee if you didn't say you done? So the way for me to fix it is I'll explain it to them on, and I'll explain it in front of everybody.
That's both surveys?
Both surveys. Well, I'm going to start with the employee survey, because 'cause, I mean, let's just say I wanna make sure that we're doing the best for our employees, and training them, and training them to understand the overall of what's going on at Collington, because they have an important piece here, and we need to make sure that they understand that and understand why. So I think it'll be a great moment, and again, like I said, I'm very proud of what everybody's doing, so, we just need to keep moving forward and keep fighting the good fight.